family of friends, and you have your earbuds handy, then I got something for you, my friend. Jive Talkin with Shane D. It's a heavy metal news podcast, if you didn't know that. And it's free. It's so fun to enjoy in your ears. And then you comment at the end and we read them on the next episode. Talking about the greatest news of the week. It's every week I do this little podcast. Let's begin, my friends. Damn it. That one really stank, okay? There's only so many settings on that thing, and I'm really starting to stretch. And let's face it, I'm not very good with doing real songs. I'm just not good at it. But I will continue to do it this way because I don't want to have some kind of regular podcasty thing. I feel like if people listen through the first 15 seconds of it when they turn it on somewhere, and that doesn't make them run away, I might be able to lock them in. I welcome one and all back to Jive Talkin with Shane Diablo. I thank you guys. You know what I'd never damn do, and I'm going to do it right now? Thank you guys for constantly tuning into this week after week. I appreciate you for doing that. You guys are some stand-up people. I mean this sincerely. You know how many hours of your life you have wasted on this thing? I mean, I not wasted, but So I appreciate you guys that tune in and listen to this. This is a heavy metal news podcast. It's what we do, but we also, veer off the road and talk about life, talk about whatever the hell's going on, of the day. Like today, let me tell you a little something. We got a lot to get to here. I got Yngwie lined up. I got Striper lined up. I got Sebastian Bach's going to freaking get up there and sing Bathroom Wall with Faster Pussycat. Have we gotten any closer to any kind of details on what happened with Tammy Down's Beloved on that boat? Or did we settle all that? Let me tell you something that I saw today that I found very interesting. Tesla car, right? I'm making a left. I'm the first car in the intersection, and I'm trying to make a left. Over here, they're turning left, right? So here comes this Tesla, and it's not moving in a way that you go, that's a human driving that car. So she's got it on autopilot, right? And this woman has never picked up a book in her life. I'm telling you that right now. And here she is, as she passes me, I'm high enough in my truck, I'm looking down. She has a coffee in her hand and she's reading a book. That is not the place to read a book, ma'am. Not in the car. I got a ride. Well, I'll tell you this too. There's also a Tesla story real quick. Not that we want to get on all that horseshit, but they are very beautiful cars. Well, I got an Uber ride when I had to go and unplug Mama Diablo. In the ICU, I got a ride because, of course, why? Shane rides the bus. He rides a bicycle. He doesn't have a car. So I called the Uber. I didn't even get the deluxe, but Tesla shows up. This car is absolutely great. It had all the bells and whistles and everything else. And I said, so this thing drives fully autonomous? He says, yes. He goes, in fact, I got so shit hammered at the bar one night, I just set it to take me home. And it did. And I just sat in the seat. Because you got to, I guess, be in the seat or whatever. You can't go back there and lounge in the back seat. Throw up all over the back seat or whatever. Anyways, I want to welcome you all. I want to thank you deeply from my heart that you managed to make it through each and every episode. I feel like if you do make it to the end, you've either learned something or you've killed a little bit of time. I don't think it's a dental appointment, right? It's not like getting a root canal, this thing. We've got your comments lined up. We're going to watch Sebastian Bach. He's going to just start screeching into the microphone. Nick Jonas, the Jonas Brothers, he's going to be playing Paul Stanley in a biopic. So it's all here for you. Stories we won't be talking about in this episode. Gene Simmons says the Beatles are above and beyond anything that anybody's seen in music in over 200 years. So he's basically saying it's the Beatles and Beethoven, Sebastian Bach, Beethoven. That's what he's saying. That's all there is. Sebastian Bach, Beethoven, and the Beatles. Before we get into these stories, I do want to tell you that I watched a wonderful thing on YouTube about the Beatles. It was Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Have you ever heard of that album? And it's about an hour long, and it's from the BBC, and it's a guy named Howard Goodall. And he's got little clips of them in the studio between takes, so you can hear him kind of talking. I think we should go like this on that beat, like this. Fuck you, I don't know what you're talking about. You can hear a little bit of that, but he breaks down Sgt. Pepper's. And I always thought it was like some LSD trip, and he said every single song on that record is about childhood events or things they read in a newspaper or whatever. But it was well done, very well done. And it was, so look for that. BBC, English, BBC, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely, Howard Goddard, or something like that. Goodall or Goddard. It's wonderful. I learned so much. And you can see little clips of them, and it's very interesting, very interesting. So watch that. It's time. It is time to get into this podcast. Are you ready? I'm ready. So let's do it right here, right now. Yngwie Malmsteen, and by God, what's he got right there? Come on, you've been around long enough to know. What's he got there? What's he plucking his fingers on? A banana yellow. He loves the banana yellow cream colored guitars. He'll play them till the day he dies. I bet he said that somewhere. But Mr. Yngwie J. Malmsteen recalls being approached to audition for Kiss and the David Lee Roth Band. So I had to hear about it. Another story we won't be talking about is Mickey D on Playing with the Scorps. He says, I have to be the rock back there. Well, I really shit all over that sentence, didn't I? I have to be the rock back there on me drums. That's better. Testament, good news, guys. They're finishing up that mix on the new album this week. They're going to be working on that. And they're alleging here in the news that we're not talking about, they're about 78% done with that new record. So, heavy metal news squirting all over you at all times watching this podcast. Thank you once again. In a new interview with guitar player, contributor, is it so prestigious they don't say magazine for guitar player? In a new interview with Guitar Player magazine, contributor Jonathan Graham, legendary Swedish guitarist Yngwie Malmsteen, spoke about some of the offers he had received over the years to join established bands or collaborate with well-known musicians. He said, it depends on how you mean. When I first came to the United States, I was offered to join UFO. I was going to say Udo. UFO. And then, on the same day, I was offered to do a UFO thing, which was a big step. But they knew him from Sweden. Right? In Los Angeles, there was already talk on the streets about this young freak. Which is being a step from the band Steeler, I guess. I contacted by the thing that they become Alcatraz. It wasn't called Alcatraz yet. They didn't have it in its songs, nothing. I wrote all the songs. I chose the situation because I wanted to write the songs instead of just as much as I like UFO. I didn't want to stepping into something else thing. Someone else's thing. I'm also, I was asked to join David Lee Roth's band,
What happened was that he was leaving, or left already, Van Halen. And I was doing a big American tour with AC/DC.
I watched a great thing on AC/DC. Do you mind if I take a break here to tell you about the fantastic thing I watched on YouTube about AC/DC? It's called the Albert Sound. The Australian Ted Albert Sound. And it was so enlightening, that guitar that Angus Young plays. And what blew me away is his brother, his older brother, wrote tons of hits for Australian bands and everything else. But if you can find that, and I wish I remembered the name of it, but it was really good. Look up Ted Albert's Australian Sound or something, AC/DC. Because Malcolm and Angus were just young little rockers, you know. But their older brother was already writing hits for people. And he was in bands called the Easy Beats and all of this. It was very interesting because this Ted Albert, he wanted to have a sound from Australia. And all of that driving, that was kind of his trademark thing. So it's like you can hear where AC/DC, you know, where all that happened. But it goes through AC/DC's kind of gettings togethers and stuff. So you hear about all the Bon Scott stuff, and then I think it kind of breaks off after when he dies and Brian Johnson finally gets in the band. They go, and they blew up and they're huge. Anyways, back to story time.
It was AC/DC, and then right after that, I did my own tour of America with a band called Tatler, opening up, which was Billy Sheehan's band, and Dave would come to shows all the time. Plus, we would hang out too. It was fun for us to do that at the Troubadour staff. At the Troubadour and staff. Back in the party days, when we used to do lots of parties. And it would been a great thing, but I think that, he obviously asked Billy Sheehan to, so Billy it was very obvious that he was thinking about, and at the time I was thinking, oh no, I'm doing great, whatever. Very early on, I was offered to join Kiss. Have you heard of this name? Knights in Satan's Service. That's not good. The career band's that. But that was the very short-lived because they called me when I was still in Sweden in 1982. Because my tape, that would have been a good year. That would have been a damn good year for that. Because my tape had been circulating, and I'm 6 feet and 3 inches tall. But I didn't know that because I'm familiar with the metric system of weights and measures. I said, I don't know. I said, I'm 192 centimeters tall. And they didn't know what this means. Even Paul, the smart one, he didn't know. Gene, he think he's smart now. It's Paul. And Paul, he didn't know what it means. And I didn't know what 6 foot means. He didn't have any idea what 6 feet tall means. You hadn't heard that in a basketball game? Come on. You watch the NBA or something like that, you've heard it before. In a separate interview, with Classic Rock Magazine, they've got no problems putting magazine before theirs. Guitar player, they don't do it, but Classic Rock, they do it. Yngwie stated about Ross Van Halen bandmate, iconic guitarist Edward Van Halen, I never said a bad word about him. I never will. Because I think he was amazing. But I used to know a guy that worked in the grocery stores with Eddie, where Eddie would shop. And the guy would ask him, hey, what do you think about Yngwie Malmsteen? And the new Swedish kid that's in the Swedish Phenomena? And Eddie would say, I don't know who that is, man. Meanwhile, Dave Roth told me that Eddie would have his Ghetto Blaster playing my shit on it all day long.
I could hear Dave going, "Scooby-Doo and oh yeah, man, dig it, Daddy-O. Eddie played your stuff on an old 1970 ghetto blaster." I saw a funny clip. I don't even know if the story's true, but it's been circulating, so you've probably seen it. But it was a funny thing about Henry Rollins supposedly meeting David Lee Roth at a radio station. And the story basically goes, and I think it's different. But the funny version of the story is that as David Lee Roth's coming out of the studio, Henry Rollins is going in, and he said that David Lee Roth opens up his jacket and he's got like a shit ton of cans of beer. And he pulled one out and asked, Henry Rollins if he wanted a beer. And it was in 6 o'clock in the morning, and he wasn't a drinker anyways. And he said, no, I don't need a beer. But the funny bit was that allegedly David Lee Roth said, "What's wrong? You got school tomorrow?" So I thought that was great. And I think he does say that line, but I think Henry Rollins explains the story, and it was like whiskey at an art show or something. And "You got school tomorrow?" But I could hear David Lee Roth saying that. Like that freaking Hot for Teacher video. All that shit he says in there, it's just like, yeah, that's David. According to Yngwie, Eddie has ignored him when they both attended the Grammy Awards in 1986. At the time, Malmsteen was nominated in the Best Rock Instrumental Performance category for his album Rising Force. "I go to the show, I had my tuxedo on and everything, and I see Eddie there. Well, it's strange, he did not look over at me. Yngwie tells Classic Rock, I'm waving at him. Eddie! Hello, Eddie!" Trying to get his attention, and he sees me. And he runs away. He literally ran away from me. He was a smoker, too. So he did not want to talk to you, because smokers don't run. They don't like to run at all. Malmsteen went on to suggest that Van Halen was so threatened by him that he pulled out of a scheduled Van Halen show in the Netherlands, where the two guitarists would have finally shared the stage. "Oh, there you are, Eddie. We finally meet. You can't run away from me now. I was doing a concert festival in Holland, and Van Halen were headlining. I'm like, great! I finally get to meet Eddie and give him my concerto, because I'm proud of my concerto, Who isn't proud of their concerto? But I find out that they canceled the show. They said Alex Van Halen had broken his little tootsies, his little fingers, or something. And then I hear that the promoter got a phone call from Eddie himself, who said, "Just to let you know, if Yngwie Malmsteen is playing, I'm not playing." That's freaking rude. Did Eddie do that to you? I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I obviously felt threatened, which is crazy to me. You're fucking Eddie Van Halen. No one could threaten you. But that is a good line. If there's one man that's going to be scared of your rock guitaring, am I in this damn video at all? If there's one man that's going to be scared of your rock guitar, it's going to be Eddie Van Halen, or vice versa. Get it? Yngwie released a new live album. That's right, fine folks. This is Heavy Metal News, and you're getting it with both barrels right now. Tokyo live on April 25th via Music Theories Recordings. The concert was recorded at the Zepp Diver City, Tokyo on May 11, 2024 as part of Yngwie's 40th Anniversary World Tour. Look at that guy. He looks a little bit like Unknown Henson. You know who that is? It was the voice of the Squidbilly. He looks a little bit like him in the face. Them lips kind of look a little like, "Hey, yo, Adrian. Yo, Apollo punched me right in the toots." And what has he got there, my friends? You guys just, I know there's someone out there saying he's a damn liar. But there is your cream-colored banana yellow right there. I mean, if you peeled the damn banana, what color would you see? I'm tired of people thinking that I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay? I am sick and tired of people not listening to me. We've got Nick Jonas here and Paul Stanley in makeup, and he's got one of them kiss picks on his tongue. And he's looking out at some 20-something, and he's saying, "Hey, sweetie, open your shirt up. I'm going to try and spit it into your bra." For a minute there, I thought this was his son before I read Nick Jonas, because doesn't he look just like his son? I know he's going to have a beef about it, and he's going to say, "Oh, I don't want Nick Jonas playing me. He don't look nothing like me. My son looks like me. My son should do it." But Nick Jonas is probably a better actor than your son. Okay, Paul? You don't get to make all the decisions. Sorry. We have a report here. It says Nick Jonas to play Paul Stanley in Kiss official biopic. Shout it out loud. So if it's the official one, Paul has greenlit him. So everything I just said there, please disregard, because Paul has signed off. If he bitches about anything, he can only bitch about the performance after the movie has been shot. According to Deadline, Nick Jonas, who is best known as 1/3 of the hugely popular Disney Channel sibling pop rock act, the Jonas Brothers, has been tapped to star as Kiss frontman Paul Stanley in the upcoming Kiss biopic. Shout it out loud. Joseph McGinty Nicol, better known as MSG, is directing the film, which will go into production at the end of the year or in early 2026. What did I say? MSG? I'm thinking of Macaulay Schenker Group, but McG. That's what he's going by? Why don't you go by McGinty? So much better. You don't have to be Joseph, you don't have to be Nicol, but you got to be McGinty. Hey, McGinty! Where's the clappy stick? You know, the clappy stick when we say, "and rolling," and then you hit the clappy stick. Where the fuck is it, McGinty? It's a good name for that. Jonas, who has slowly been forging a career as an actor, including a starring role in the 2016 film Goat, will reportedly do his own singing in Shout It Out Loud, which is being produced by STX Entertainment. The most recent draft of the script was written by Daryl Lemke, who has done the movie Shazam. Is that movie with freaking Shaquille O'Neal in it? And Gemini Man. I never heard of that. I almost had a thought that I was going to tell you about. Shout It Out Loud was previously set up at Netflix and was supposed to be directed by Joachim Ronning, the Norwegian filmmaker whose credits include, oh my God, what has he done? I haven't heard of his name before. Kon-Tiki, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, I do know that. With the prestigious Johnny Depp in it. Is that the one I've seen? Dead Man Tell No Tales. That's what he's done. We're happy for that guy. Back in 2021, 2-1, Kiss's longtime manager, Doc McGee. You got to go with Doc. My grandfather was called Doc. They called him Doc at work. I'm going to tell you something right now that I never thought I would say. Because my grandpa's this big, but it's like he worked at a steel factory.
And for whatever reason, so me and my sister are sitting there talking. He's like, yeah, Doc, you know, remember Bud and Doc and all that, you know, his names, his nicknames. My sister out of nowhere goes, yeah, do you want to know where he got Doc from? I'm waiting for this, you know. Somebody dipped their fucking arm into some molten lava. They fucking cut it off and seared it, and, you know, Doc, oh, he never had a stick of training in his life. Right? So I'm waiting for that. And she goes, no, he had a book. And I think she found it or something. But it was like a journal book. And he was keeping track of the guys at work and when they had sex. Hey, did you get any last night? All right. I was like, what? That is weird. She says, yeah, page after page. He's like, hey, Billy, you get some last night? I'm putting you down. What, you got the time on that? Did you remember the time? What time? 8:30? Just weird. And I kind of want to see that book now. That weird? Is that even weirder? Or should I not care at all? Completely done. Back in 2021, Kiss longtime manager Doc the Docman McGee told Talkin' Metal, that the script for Shout It Out Loud was completely done, and the script was... It's completely done, and the script is about this first 4 years of Kiss. Basically, it's before they were famous, and it was up to Cadillac High, that kind of thing. Referring to the October 1975 concert Kiss played in a high school gym in Cadillac, Michigan. And I think that it's very interesting. Look at the formation of Kiss, the mindset of how they came about, and the social pressures that everybody was in the 60s and the 70s that brought something like Kiss to the forefront. That it could actually happen. So it's very interesting, and I think it's well-written movie. So it's just the first 4 years, and they're going to show all the ins and outs. Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley go, we got to get legal papers now, Gene. Oh, yeah. It's got to cut them out. We got to own this thing. Okay? Even the face paint. So when they're gone, we can use the face paint. I'm kidding. Guys, I'm kidding, all right? It's very interesting, Doc. You're a very interesting man. Early in 2021, Kiss frontman Paul Stanley told Download host Kylie Olson that the Kiss biopic was definitely happening. And that's gonna be really interesting. I have to tell you that, Kylie. The script was really good, and we really waited until we felt comfortable. That's the time. You don't mind me saying it. Those first 4 years of Kiss, that's when they was thinking with their crotches. And I will tell you this, Kylie, my sweets. For casting to be accurate in terms of age, we are looking at actors in their early 20s. Honestly, I don't know a whole lot of actors in their early 20s. Oh, he's going Brad Pitt. I see it through the corner of my eye. When people get asked these kind of questions, they always say, oh, Brad Pitt. Okay, Paul, I like you. Me and you are here, Paul. If you're watching right now, Paul, I got you, babe. You're with me. Because I thought you were going to basically say that you wanted Brad Pitt, but you're basically saying that everybody else that says, I hope they put Brad Pitt. Sebastian Bach, he said, man, I sure do hope Brad Pitt's available. Or this one or that one or whatever. Well, those guys are in their 50s or 60s now. It is weird to see celebrities that you grew up with because they look like they've been melted in a microwave. You know, you just have this snapshot in your mind, and then when you open your eyes and kind of look around at all of those people, like those I saw the Friends. I never watched that show very much, but I saw the Friends reunion or something like this. That was just a blip about it. I didn't watch the damn thing, but they all look melted. Oh, Stanner. You know, they were young, hot, single, fun, I guess, allegedly.
singles that lived in an apartment building. And one of them had a little monkey friend and all this. And now they're just like, you know, the one fella, Matthews, passed on. But it's so weird. 50s and 60s, I said, for Shane so rudely cut me off. So you're talking about another generation of actors. And I'm the first to say I'm not up on a lot of them. But as the casting process goes on, I'll certainly be there and watching. It'll be interesting to see how someone else, I gotta remember to scoot that up. How's that looking? Is that looking good? Someone else, be it the casting people or the director, how they view who I am and who they see doing that. I think I'll learn a lot about their perception of me by who they cast. He's a very intelligent man. Do not let Mr. Paul Stanley say, oh, what are you talking about? I'm just a nobody, or whatever, you know, because he's a very smart individual. He's proven it time and time again. Scoop that up. Stanley and Gene Simmons formed KISS in the mighty New York City in 1973 with fellow original members Ace Frehley, Peter Criss. You do not put those other names next to those. Ace Frehley, Peter Criss. Tommy Thayer and Eric Singer replaced Frehley and Criss on the lead guitar and drums respectively for the last 2 decades of the band's touring career. We don't care about none of that because this biopic will be about the first 4 years. So you're looking at what, a 50-year-old Peter Criss. He was rocking 40 or something. Now, I don't know what the hell is happening to Slayer here, but you shouldn't be wearing all black. That looks like you're a Satan band. This is a little something for the Ascended Masters of Yeshua. Christian metal fans out there. I saw this, I had to find out what was going because they were heading to Sweden Rock and the plane malfunctioned. Now, I'm not really a betting man. I've never spent much time in casinos and I just lose all the money when I do. But I'm willing to bet there was some prayers going on. You know, even old Michael Sweet singing at the top of his lungs, oh, please, please land this plane. I mean, really going for it. So I want to find out. I love this. This guy over here looks like he's got something going on. He says, oh my God, you ain't gonna, I can't wait till you get out. He's a practical joker type. He says, I put a banana in the tailpipe. I can't wait till you get out there and try to start your car. It's not going to start. Because I put a banana in the tailpipe. He's just got those eyes. He's the older brother. Oz Fox, looking good, but looks like he's shrinking in a way. When I think of Oz Fox, I think of him level, eye to eye with Michael Sweet. And then, of course, this fellow over here, he's a fine guy. He likes motorcycles and such, but I forget his name. Striper performance at Sweden Rock canceled due to plane malfunction smoke detector system and power failure. I am a very nervous flyer. I will tell you that. I will do it, but I do not like it. It is not good at all. And I had a long flight once because I went to, Southia might be happy about this, Maryland, West Virginia, Washington, D.C. I was in the triplex area, trip area. 4-hour flight, 4 or 5 hour flight. And I don't know, I can look out the window and I can see the clouds and orbs and, you know, just everything that's up there to see. But I think it's claustrophobia too, because, you know, the shaking inside the plane, you know, there's that gentle shirking, whatever you call it. And I'm looking down if I'm not looking out the window or something, and I'm looking down the lane, I'm freaking. I'm losing it. Has anyone else got that? Christian rockers, Striper, with these stripes ye are healed, have been forced to cancel their appearance at the 2025 edition of the Sweden Rock Festival on Thursday, June 5th. That is today as I report. In Sölvesborg, Sweden. Earlier today, Striper released the following statement via social media. We regret to announce that Striper will be unable to perform at Sweden Rock Festival this year. I know. Calm down, everyone, in the comments. Read the rest of this statement that we're leaving here. Midway through our flight to Copenhagen, last night, a malfunctioning smoke detector system and power failure forced the plan to return to the United States, preventing us from making the trip. Did they fly back on that plane that was malfunctioning? I guess so. Right? We're deeply, because I think I speak for the whole band here. This is Michael Sweet. We are deeply disappointed. We were truly looking forward to returning to Sweden, to all of our fans and lovers that we have on the sides. We don't talk about them, but we have them. They don't. They're good men. They don't cheat on their beloveds. They don't do that. To all our fans and friends and fellow bands at the festival, we wish you an incredible weekend. We want you to rock it like you've never rocked it before, in our honor. And we hope to see you again soon. God bless. Striper. Now, when you put it like this, that's not good, Striper. Who typed this message up? Was it Michael? You're supposed to put Striper down below this, because what this looks like you're saying is God bless Striper the band, the rest of you. Sorry we couldn't make it to Sweden, but God bless Striper. So I'm going to ask you, Michael, if you're tuning in, if you're paying attention, I'm going to ask you if you can get in there and edit that and just put Striper below this. I'd appreciate that. Striper entered the studio in late April to begin recording their first ever full-length Christmas album. They better do Winter Wonderland and all of those. Are they going to try and pick some obscure ones? Don't pick obscure, pick the good ones. The 10-song effort will include 5 original Christmas tracks. We don't want to hear those. Anytime a band tries to write a Christmas song that isn't No Presents for Christmas, from King Diamond. Is that Spinal Tap? Which one's King Diamond's tune about Christmas? Oh, sorry guys, I'm losing my shit. Spinal Tap's version is Christmas with the Devil, and King Diamond's is No Presents for Christmas. They're going to do 5 Christmas tracks of their original stuff and 5 traditional Christmas cuts, including remakes of Reason for the Season. I've never heard that in my damn life. I don't even know what that is. And Winter Wonderland, and I've heard that. And it is lovely if you're out in some kind of a snowy area, maybe hear that lawnmower outside? I mean, I understand it. The man has a job to do. He's got to mow lawns. I get it. But it's just like, I'm busy in here doing stuff. He don't care about that. He says, what? You're busy doing what, you shitty little podcast? Is that what you're in there doing? You should come out here and mow the damn lawns. But I've worked all day. I bust my ass. Heavy lifting. All day, every day. What's this going to say about the yellow and black attack? They're going to do Winter Wonderland, both of which originally appeared in the 1985 single
and were also made available in 1986 re-release of Stryper's debut EP. And it's getting louder. Is he recording in there? Okay. I'm going to get it right up to the... am I remembering now that they put some songs on the Yellow and Black Attack? And were also made available in the 1986 re-release of Stryper's debut EP, The Yellow and Black Attack. I had that, but I don't remember this. Stryper's latest studio album, When We Were Kings, came out in September 2024. The band recently completed the U.S. leg of their 40th anniversary tour, which was described as a celebration of both classic hits and new era fan favorites, including outfit changes and an exciting new show production. Another thing I'll tell you about. Who was it in the comments? I know you'll be listening. I can't remember who it was, but they says, Shane, you got to check out Steve from Kicks. Steve and Rick's podcast. And I love it. I mean, it's shot horribly. It's just, it's just them sitting at some kind of a table, but it's the lead singer for Kicks. And that guy, he don't hold back. He just tells you everything that happened. He'll tell you what he thinks, and it's pretty enjoyable. It's a pretty good one. So look that up, Steve and Rick's podcast. It talks about all the touring stuff that they did, and they're only about 30-minute episodes, so it's not too bad. Brian Tatler, you know who he is, don't you? Why, that's Diamond Head, don't you know that? That's Brian Tatler from Diamond Head. Lars Ulrich's favorite band, if you didn't know that. They played a bunch of songs from Diamond Head. But I vaguely remembered this, that Brian joined Saxon, the wonderful and delightful Saxon. I saw them live twice, decades apart, and they sounded just as damn good as I saw them. First time I saw them, you're going to love this. You better check your shorts. But yes, the Crusader album. I got to see him on that tour. It was, oddly enough, Yngwie as the headlining act, Saxon in the middle section, performing their Crusader album and, older songs. And Black and Blue. Great damn thing. That was the show where I said, fucking, I like Black and Blue and shit. But Brian Tatler's been in the band. The second time that I saw Saxon would have been the time with Motorhead. It was Crowbot, Saxon, and Motorhead. Lemmy only played about 3-4 songs, and then they had to cancel it. But Crowbot and Saxon kicked ass. So there wasn't anyone that was walking away from there angry, because they're like, man. His first two bands kicked ass, but when Lemmy was sick, you could see him up there. He was weary, and songs sounded fine. I wasn't noticing anything about the songs not sounding good, but and then he ran out of steam. In a new interview with Metal Journal, Diamond Head guitarist Brian Tatman Tatler, who has been playing with Saxon since 2023, was asked if there are any plans for Diamond Head, because he says he's enjoying to be in Saxon. Is there going to be anything with Saxon or with Diamond Head activities beyond the release of the new live album, Live and Electric? Didn't they do a version of It's Electric, Metallica? Maybe not. On July 11th, Silver Lining Music. That's what it said. That new Diamond Head live album, Live and Electric, July 11th. Silver Lining Music. Well, anything with a silver lining sounds great to me. He responded as transcribed, at the moment, the live album is the main thing. That comes out on July 11th, just like what Shane said on Silver Lining Records. And after that, who knows? We haven't got any plans to record a new album.
And there are new dates in the book. And there are no dates in the book. I just thought, once I joined Saxon, I joined in March 2023, I just thought it was going to be a difficult to book Diamond Head gigs because Saxon is so busy. We couldn't easily land right on top of Diamond Head gigs. Why, that wouldn't be not very nice at all, would it? Because, you book 6 months in advance, 9 months in advance. And I didn't want to be in a position where I said, well, I've got to do Saxon gigs. Like that old Mark Osigueda, right? With Death Angel, what he's doing over there with Kerry King. See, he's mucking shit up over there. What's he saying? Etc., etc. I want to get that part because you got to do 9 months in advance, don't you know? And I didn't want to be in a position. I've got Saxon gigs to do, so we'll have to cancel the Diamond Head gigs and let people down, and etc., etc., etc. So I said, let's just take a break. And the management advised us the same. Take a break, you bleeding blatty buggers. Let's see how the land lies in a year or two, and then we'll just see. I'm happy where I am. I'm really enjoying being in Saxon. We've done a lot of gigs already. There's a lot more gigs coming up too. I opened up my little booklet and I saw them, and I says, why, there's more gigs coming. And you didn't even have to do it yourself. That's good. You don't have to do it yourself. It's always better when someone else is doing it, whatever it is. I love that. People kind of scoff at the idea of, it's like, oh, look at dad, dad over there. Everyone does everything for dad now. Takes the trash out for dad. When you're getting older in life. I'm loving that. I will sit and not talk to anyone and not do anything. And they just go, Dad, you want more pudding? Just nod. It sounds so lovely. Sitting in peace and doing absolutely nothing sounds wonderful. This is almost pure bliss for me, other than I'm doing something. If I was just sitting here and staring at the wall right now, be in pure bliss. This is almost bliss, which is still a good thing. I don't want you to think that I don't like this. I'm just saying this is like pre, as opposed to the orgasm, which is just sitting and not being asked to do anything or do nothing. Just sit. Sounds wonderful. So what he's saying is Mr. Tatler, what I'm trying to tell you here, if it's not clear enough to you, because I don't really know how to speak the English language well, is that it's kind of cool that you don't have to worry about it. You can open up your little book and you can look to see gigs that Saxon's got because you don't have to do the booking and be in charge of it. That's all I'm saying. Well, management says, take a break. Let's see how the land lies in 2 years. And then we'll just see. I'm happy where I'm at. I'm really enjoying being in Saxon. We've done a lot of gigs. Like I said, there's a lot more gigs coming up and we're working on the next record. So I've got a lot on my plate. And it's like a buffet. When you go into a buffet, there's a lot on your plate. You can have a bit of Chinese food, but you can also have a couple Mexican tacos on that plate too. And if you're feeling froggy, you can have your dessert as well. You can have it all on one plate. I've got a lot on my plate. And I've almost got everything I need to fulfill my needs. I almost dare to say my needs might be almost fulfilled. So I'm not craving to do Diamond Head again. I feel like I've been doing Diamond Head since I was 16. You have. And it's been a long road. And the biggest metal band in the world has covered your songs and you get paid for them. Isn't that a joy to know for Brian? I think it's wonderful. I'm enjoying the challenges and the changes. And playing with different people is fun as well.
Asked if he still has any contact with the original Diamond Head singer Sean Harris, Brian said, "No, not really. Well, he does his thing and I do my thing. It's just the way it is. It's just gone that way. We all live nearby. The 4 original members all live within about a mile and a half of each other, but we rarely see each other. Myself, Colin Kimberly, bass, and Duncan Scott, drums, sometimes go for, some curry. And we've been doing that for maybe 10 years. Well, you're about ready to hurt Sean's feelings, Brian, because he's like, yeah, well, you never told me you were going for curry, and I live half a mile down the street from you. So you've been going and getting curry. How long have you been doing that for? And we've been doing that for about 10 years. But I haven't seen Sean for a while now, a number of years. And you could have invited him to curry. Brian, I'm just telling you. You hear my guts? As I say, we kind of move in different circles. Just lost touch with each other. But if you invite him to fucking curry, then you wouldn't be out of touch. Someone has to extend the olive branch. Be the bigger man, Brian. Be the bigger man. As for whether he received any substantial financial offer to reunite with the original Diamond Head lineup for a festival appearance or two, Brian said, no, not really. You get the odd offer, but there's nothing, no big offer. I mean, maybe a couple of people who would like that to happen, but it's not a big deal. Well, I don't think it would change the world. I mean, laws. Shane spoke of him. He says Diamond Head's his favorite band. I mean, Laws has got closest. Lars, like really? Lars is throwing up an offer? I mean, Lars, you know who Lars is. He got real close, I tell you. When I scooted that piece of paper across the table and I opened it up and I saw it with my papers, I said, oh my God, that is one good number. But not big enough. I like to push that paper back across the table, see if they write a different price on it. By getting us all to reassemble and play the NEC in Birmingham with Metallica in 1992. So he's come closest, but having spoken to Colin, the bass player, he doesn't really want to do Diamond Head again. You better make sure, bud. Are you getting the paychecks? Who's getting the paychecks for them Metallicas? When he left the band, he sold all his gear. He's not coming back. And he's never played the bass since. Oh, he's not coming back. Other than when we did the NEC show. We once had a rehearsal just for fun in Stillbridge. That was about 2000, so even that's been 25 years ago. So I can't see the original lineup playing together ever again. Diamond Head. We're getting into the meat and potatoes for you uninitiated. Uninformed. Diamond Head influenced a slew of early 80s thrash metal bands, in particular Metallica, which recorded Am I Evil as a B-side to their 1984 Creeping Death single, and again included on the band's multi-platinum 1998 cover of album Garage Inc. I was thinking about listening to that again. It's been a long time. Metallica would record 3 additional Diamond Head songs. Helpless, Garage Days 1987, The Prince, 1 B-side single, 1989. That's one hell of a single to put on the other side of that, right? The Prince. So you've got the record that's got the song 1 that blew up on MTV, and then you've got the Prince on the other side. It's good company. And it's electric. Garage Inc. 1998. They did another one. I like the 87 version, okay?
We're done with that, guys. Is this going to be a fast podcast this week? Yep, you can see the big S right there in that. You see it? It's a big Saxon S right there. And that's a man smiling. He says, I am proud indeed to be up on this stage. What was Saxon? Legends. Legends of the British heavy metal invasion, I say. It's quite nice up here. And I didn't have to book any of the gigs. Here we go. It is time. Faster Pussycat, bathroom wall. We're gonna get into it. I know he's belching something right into the microphone as soon as he can. He gets right up there and screams something in. Let's go. There's Tammy. He's clapping his hands. They back-to-back claps. Isn't that? Hold on. You guys that don't think I do heavy metal news good. If I was the kind of guy that'd give you the finger like that kid gave me that time, I'd give it to you. I think this guy right here is the guy that was in Queensryche singing fella. Jeff Tate's band. Isn't that him? I think that's him. He's left. He broke up with Jeff Tate. You want me to sing it? I guess. You've already attacked the microphone, so yeah, I guess. Oh, you got to say the numbers right. That sounds better. Tammy, you keep doing it. Oh, don't do that. Don't give him the microphone. This is fine. He's doing fine. He hasn't done tickle fingers. I like it when Sebastian Bach does tickle fingers to this guy. I'm in the telephone. No, she's not. Tammy, your wife's your number on the bathroom wall. Yep. What did he say his name was? That's him. Kieran. Oh, you screw the words? Or did bro take a longer solo there? What's going on? And I thought he coughed up a big old hoogie boogie, didn't he? When you saw, he goes, come on now. Watch. Oh my God. Yeah. Holy shit, they got, that looks like old Mammoth WVH back there on the drums. Vance. Oh, here we go.
We only have a couple
I don't know what he said.
This is one of the last times we get to rock.
What?
Hey, Danny! Let's hear it for Danny fucking Colbert right here!
Tammy?
If I give you some more weed, will you please hand over? Just another 16 years.
Oh, is this the end? I think this might be the end of Vamped or something, that club Vamped. You guys can get in the comments and tell me the ins and outs on that, because it is time for the comments. Did that laptop just stop humming? Well, it's best time for it. And another thing that I've noticed is, you notice Blabbermouth? I mean, I'm not saying that they listen to me in any kind of a way, but it's very chill now with the ads and stuff. Let's get into your comments. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like everything, all systems go here. So let's do that now. Big Tone coming in. He says, Brother Shane and fellow Diablicals, please include us in your thoughts and prayers as tragedy struck the Big Tone family. Now he's weed eating. Right in the middle of Big Tone's family tragedy, he's out there with the weed eater. Really? My heart to you, bud. I'm sending positive vibrations to you, my friend. And I know people say, I don't like that. You come up with the best way to say, I'm thinking about you, and I'll go with that, okay? What was I going to say? There was a guy put a comment on my page, and he said that I look like, he said, there's a channel called Paging Mr. Moreau, and he's like, you should check out his channel. I think he was being funny. I liked it. He wasn't being, I don't know. I can't tell when people are being goddamn rude to me or not. Honestly, I'll be honest with you. But he said I look like Paging Mr. Moreau. He said, but Paging Mr. Shane's a more grimy Paging Mr. Moreau. So go take a look at him. He's right on all charges. I think what he's saying is this guy that has a YouTube channel, I look like him because he's probably got more subscribers than me or whatever. He's better than me in every way, okay, whatever. But he did indeed look very well kept together. I feel like I'm a slightly less weight, but you can go over there, look at his channel, and then say, no, you're way bigger than him, dude. But let's get on with Big Tone here. Great Jive Talkin again. I'll update when I can. Thank you in advance, SD community. And I love that. Keep them coming, Bretta. Hashtag get Shane to 100K. Well, I am wishing you all the best. I'm sorry when that happens. It sucks. And I know. Everyone does, right? Here's your heart. Mike Buchanan coming in here. Now, he said he was trying out different ideas for movies that are bad. So let's see what he's got to say here. And I will mention very quickly that Miss Althea was missing again. I had to go through a little up and down to get her stuff, but I will do that each and every week, so I do not miss anyone again. Let's do it. Mike Buchanan, 69, man. Oh boy, how do we get Shane to say read and read and lead differently? Oh boy, how do we get Shane to say read and lead differently? Read is when, okay, I got you. Read, read, lead, led. Gotcha. I see what you're doing here. You're teaching me things. Read is when you are currently reading a book, present tense. Read is when you have finished the book. But how do you know until you get to the end of the sentence if you say read or read? See, I didn't even know if I could have said read is when you get to the finish of the book. Oh, past tense, because you only know while you're reading until you get to the last of the sentence. Read is when you are currently reading a book, present tense. Read is when you have finished the book, past tense. Lead is when you take a horse to water. I'm leading you. Leading old, what's a good name? Secretariat. Remember Secretariat is that horse, by God, he could win all the races. Secretariat. I'd lead him over to water. Led is when the horse is at the water. Okay. I must lead this horse over to this water source. Come on, boy. Come on. Now put your big, whatever that is, down in the water and enjoy some. I have led this horse here to the water source. That's what you're talking about. My mama would be proud. She was an English teacher, after all. Yes, I do know this, which is why I respect, honor, and will take in and have collected the information you just gave me. I don't know it's going to do a lick of good, but on this week's movies that are bad, no wait, brilliant, but we love them anyways, The Goonies, 1985. This is one of my top 5 movies of all time. And when you all are watching episode 183, it will officially be The Goonies' 40th anniversary, released into theaters June 7th, 1985. It's a fantastic movie. And I want to ask something. I'm going to wait until the end just to make sure that you haven't talked about it, but there seems to be a, what do they call that? Something effect? What's it called? I can't remember. Mandela effect. That's it. With that movie. So I'm going to see if you talk about it. And now a review as written by Gollum from
You give us a ring. You give us the Goonies, nasty tricksy kids and the precious treasure, yes.
5 shiny. I can't do that the whole time. 5 shiny doubloons from the deep precious.
5 shiny doubloons from the deep precious. He gives it to me.
You know, I've never seen those movies, but I've seen those clips. I've never watched all those movies. Bop, end, bop. Yeah, I've just seen bits and pieces. Back in the day when I was drinking, it was a great hangover medicine. You just turn that on and then you just lay in bed and cry all day that you, what the fuck did I do last night? What did I do last night? What did I do? I don't know. You know. Oh, what's this? A movie about thieving little Hobbsitsies? No, wait, children's, yes. Oh, if he's going to write it like this.
Filthy little children's with big headses, and no respect for dark, wet places. We hates them, precious, but also we loves them. Confusing, yes. The Goonies, it's called.
Oh, yeah, he does that. I've seen him do that.
A gang of screeching, noise-picking creatures running through slimy caves, chasing...
I mean, Gollum, you're living in a slimy cave.
Chasing after precious treasure. They find a map. Oh, yes, a crinkly old thing with scribbles and riddles and promises of shiny things. But instead of crawling back in their hobbit holes like good little beasts, they go deeper into the rocks, into the tunnels, into the traps, precious. And what do they find? Skeletons, caves, water slides.
A giant octopus?
They go deeper into the rocks, into the tunnels, water slides.
Love the water slides back in the day.
A pirate corpse with better teeth than we has. They giggle and scream and fall all over each other like blind orcs in the dark. And don't forget the chunk. Oh, the chunk, squishy one. Always snacking on little crackers and snacking and crying and shaking his belly like a terrified jellyfish. We likes him best, yes. He's like us when we're chubby and full of snackies. Snacksies. Then there's a sloth, a sweet, twisted goblin man who could crush a skull like a plum, but instead saves the children and goes, "Hey, you guys," like it's a war cry. We don't understand him, but we loves him. The villains, Fratelli's nasty woman and her 2 goblin sons, also yelling and bumbling about. They're like Gollum's bad dreams after eating too much raw fish. Oh. And the booby traps, precious. Spiked floors, crumbling bridges, piano, puzzles made of bones.
No octopus, no squid.
We want to play, yes, but it's not safe for Smeagol. No, not safe at all. But in the end, the kids find the treasure.
They do.
Sail away on a big ghost ship like it's Tuesday. And everyone hugs even though they smell like old socks and sewer water.
And that's, to be honest, that's what it was, right? No, they had to they had to get out there to it or something, right? It was an island. So I remember they had to use that thing to look through them.
Final thoughts, precious? The Goonies is full of
Screamy, slimy, and glittery pirate loot. It's loud, it's sticky, it's madness, and we loves it, precious. We loves it. Loves it to bits. But we still want the treasure. Give it to us, yes. Give it to us.
That was the Baby Ruth, right? Sloth loved the Baby Ruth. That was my candy bar for many years. Maybe it was because Sloth ate it, and I said, I got to try out a Baby Ruth. Is it a Baby Ruth or a Babe Ruth? There's another Mandela effect. I'm going to keep going here, I guess, while he's got his regular stuff. So I'm going to talk about this. I guess there's some kind of a Mandela effect where people are remembering the Goonies where they have to fight an octopus. I don't remember that, but people are going, yeah, there was a whole thing where they had to, the Fratellis are on the boat and everything, and the octopus is attacking or putting its tentacles up on the boat or something. I don't know. Am I doing good today, guys? I mean, is this... I just feel out of sorts. But I do just come right home from work. Bang, on it. Because I got to decompress. Let's get into Mike Buchanan's news. We gave you all that wonderful, delicious news last week. We're doing it again here. And he's now commenting about last week's delicious news stories. Phil Anselmo. I, too, have never heard of Rock Candy Magazine. I looked it up, and there's a reason why I've never heard of it. The magazine was launched in 2017. The magazine is dedicated to 70s and 80s hard rock. I still would love to have new music from the revived Pantera. I still would love to have new music. Okay. From the revived Pantera. Maybe they could do at least one 80s style hairband style song. All I'm asking for is just one song. Phil, do you mind if I call you Phil? Give the man a song. You know, get rid of any kind of machismo and say, I'm taking it back to the roots. You know, and give this man one of them nice 80s hair songs. Mike Buchanan on Blackie Lala. Shane, I think you could start up a hair product review channel. Just a thought. No music, you know. I'm kind of okay with that. The last few Wasp albums have been disappointing to me anyways. And I suppose if I have nothing better to do, I'll read his autobiography. You hear this laptop? It started doing that. The last few Wasp albums, yes, okay. Autobiography.
Are we now talking sports now? Well, I guess Shane can start up another channel. So we have heavy metal news and reviews, hair product reviews, and now sports. I don't know anything about sports at all, not a single thing, but I'll give it a go. You're going to be one busy man, Shane, and that's what I don't want. I want less busy, less everything. Time to give up that day job. That would be wonderful. But you got to roll with it, baby. You got to roll. I need Benjamins. I got to pay the bills. Oh, and a thought just popped into my head. Did you see the first show of the new season of I have not. The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch. I think we might have found Gloria, as an orb did a flyby of the helicopter. My orb's not Gloria. It's Olivia. So maybe you just forgot that her name was Olivia. Well, I guess Gloria could be the one that sits on the mountaintop over there. Because that's not the same one. The one that's outside my window still pops in, a few days, gone. But the one that I showed the picture of that's hovering over the mountaintop, it's there every morning. It doesn't matter if it's cloudy, it's right there. That's why I have such a hard time wondering why people aren't going, that is kind of fucking weird. There's no way you can say that that is a star when there is nothing but cloud cover. And it's sitting right there. You know, I mean, they're trying to be outright, hello, we're here. It's not a bad thing whatsoever. But I'm going to forgive you. We're going to call Gloria the one that sits over the mountaintop. The one that's outside my window is the wonderful Olivia Newton Orb. As an orb did fly by the helicopter, you're going to start seeing a lot of that. People are going to start seeing the orbs. You got to start watching birds. You got to start watching, you can, once you start to see things, you're looking around, you're like, oh, that's weird. I mean, I've watched birds straight disappear. Big old thing. And another giveaway, too, is if you see some of these big birds and they're flying through the air and they don't look like it's like, that doesn't feel like the fluid motion of a regular bird. They're really bad with that. When they're trying to mimic these things, they're really bad with, the wings. You'll see it just going through the air and it's doing this. And it's like, I know it sounds crazy, guys. I understand, but they're here. Get used to it. They've been here the whole time. We have little brains, and our eyes can only see, 0.35% or something of what they're supposed to. Okay? We live in a 3D situation here, and there are other dimensions. Just because we don't live in them or we can't see them doesn't mean they're not there. Does that make any sense to you? So don't be alarmed. Don't be scared. This is a absolutely fantastic thing that's about to blow up. Not blow up, that's a bad word. About to appear. And the easiest way to get there is love yourself. Like I've said before, there's no books to buy, no churches to join, no gurus to love, no nothing. All you've got to do is take all that energy that you have that's on the negative or lower vibrational level and raise your vibration. Get rid of all of the negativity in your life. Raise your vibration. And hello, Sally. You'll start to see more of it. You start to, it's like I see a lot of people on TikTok that are in my situation right now. And I'm going, yup. And it's just that we're raising our vibration out of anger, hostility, corruption, greed. All of that, is dying. I'll just say it like that. And we're moving into a new thing.
That's the way I feel anyways. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to go off like that. You poked the bear. I know it's kind of a weird strangeness because you're alive in a very... You are... This is what I tell myself too. If you're hearing my voice right now, you are living in the most magical time ever on this planet. Or I'm going batshit crazy. It's either or. You are living in the most unbelievable time of your life. Even if you're like, man, but I got debt and I've got this and I've got that. I'm telling you, this next year is going to be like, but it is all good. It is time to get to it's time to get along better. And I'm saying all of them, everybody. It's time to start getting along again. I apologize that I keep going off like that, but I'm very passionate about this. It is amazing to me. It should be the top story on every damn channel, everywhere, all the time. And it's not. Nowhere. Nobody's talking about it. James Hetfield. Mike Buchanan says, flower power, baby. Mike Buchanan on Dave Mustaine. Dude, it's been 50 years almost. Time to give it a rest. 3 hours of talking about how you created Metallica, ? Well, I'm sure you spoke of other things, but if not, 3 hours seems a bit obsessive to me. Yeah, another thing that I watched with, what was it? Dave Mustaine. I can't remember now. Anyways, I watched something about Dave Mustaine, but I can't remember it. Guns N' Roses, Mike Buchanan on Guns N' Roses. They came and went faster than a blink of an eye, at least to me. Loved Appetite for Destruction, but then GNR Lies came out, and I was like, WTF. 2 cover songs and 4 acoustic songs, and yes, I know, the song Patience sent the band into the stratosphere, but can't say I was a fan. The Illusion albums did nothing for me. I'm with you, bud. And then they released the abomination of an album called The Spaghetti Incident. And that coming from a fan of punk. I'm with you. I liked that first record. I didn't mind the GNR Lies, but I didn't even, when it was like, oh, it's 2 albums. And it's all different, and you got to buy. I was like, let me know how it goes. So I don't know a lot about anything Guns N' Roses basically did after the first album and the little EP thing. The Illusion album did nothing for me. It released Abomination, yes, Spaghetti Incidents, and that's coming from a fan of the punk rock. And now it's time for the Jive Talkin jokes of the week. I'm going to have a sip here. I got to move it around in the seat and see how the old, is there some in the tank that needs to go? I think to be safe, we're gonna make sure. Okay. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never come around here and hurt you. Never gonna give it up. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell you a lie, girl, and hurt you. I don't know all the words to that. Welcome back to the comments. We're now getting into Mike Buchanan's Jive Talkin jokes of the week. Scientists have discovered a feline-like life form on Mars. Unfortunately, one of the rovers ran it over. Curiosity killed the cat. I just started an online exaggeration club. Not to brag, but it nearly has 5 million members already. My wife didn't like when I made fun of her terrible sense of direction. She got so mad that she got up and write. She got so mad that she got up and write. My wife just opened a cabinet and a coffee cup crashed on her head. It's awful to see someone you love get mugged. I like that one. That's a good one. And finally, y'all, my wife kicked me out of the house because of my really bad Schwarzenegger impression. Don't worry, I told her, I'll return. I'll see myself out now. Hashtag get Shane to it. 100K. I think it's missing a zero there, but we're going to go ahead and say 100,000. That's what he's after. Well, with that, quick question for the fellas out there. Well, anyone that has a penis, and you stand up to pee. You know, there's some people that have penises and they sit down to pee. Perfectly fine. However you want to do it. This is for the standing up folks. I have a question about it. Where are you pissing? It's a very complex question if you think about it. Where are you pissing? In that bowl, I feel like it's rude to just blast it straight into the middle of the water so you get that real percolating sound. So I'm kind of a water rim guy. And I'm just kind of wondering where everyone's sitting with that. You know, have I been doing it wrong all these years or whatever? I mean, it's just like, I just feel like blasting it right into that, you know, the middle of that water where it's the deepest and it's going, you know, it reverberates in the house. So I like to kind of hit that. But then I don't know. Maybe someone will say, you're splashing everywhere, dude. I don't feel any splash. I don't feel like it's doing, you know, but get in the comments and tell me what you think of that. Johnny B coming in here. He's got a list of stuff. And I see Corgan. I see the Korg man. So I'm going to mention something before we get into Johnny B here. I watched, what's his name? Robbie Krieger, The Doors guitar player. I watched that episode of his interview. Not a real talkative fellow. And, you know, Billy Corgan was dishing out quite a few compliments where, you know, he was just kind of like, okay. I don't know. But he is an old guy. He's 70-something years old, you know, whatever. But I've watched every single episode of Billy's podcast. Every single one of them. I've watched them, even the crappy ones. You know, it's more the guests than anything else because he's got a great technique for talking to people. And he's thorough. This is a man that goes to the Wikipedia page. He was holding a book from Robbie Krieger that was this thick. I was like, what the hell does that guy got to write about? It's that thick. Maybe that thick. Anyways, someone's going to say, sir, he was in one of the greatest classic rock bands of all damn time, The Doors. What does he have to write about? Mr. Jim Morrison? You don't think he's going to make a book that thick about Jim Morrison? Of course he is. I'm sorry. I take that back. Johnny B coming in. Happy Friday, everybody. And Saturday, and recording on Thursday evening. Yes, indeed. You know it. You know how they know that? Because I hit them with the hearts, and they get them on Thursday. So they go, guys, it's confirmed. There will be an episode. I've only missed one, though, I think. I feel like I keep leaning out of that. You know, I only got so much space here. See how my arm disappears? You know, it's like I don't have a whole lot of space here. See, my hand just disappears. To all my fellow Diablo heads, what a great week it's been. It started out with me hitting a deer. Oh, geez. In the middle of the city, during rush hour traffic. And you got it, huh? That could be a good omen for you. Rush hour traffic, and you're the one that hits it. In my brand new car that didn't even have 300 miles on it yet. Oh. But you want to know something? I didn't let it ruin my week. It was supposed to happen that way for a reason. And I ask everyone to wish that poor deer a blessed trip to the afterworld. Yep. ups, downs, all arounds. Things got to happen to, things do happen as I'm learning, It's like bad things do happen and good things do happen. But, that's a real shitter. What kind of a car was it? You didn't mention the brand, the style. I was talking to a guy today about I love this little Volkswagen Fox that I had as a kid. And I wrecked it. But I love that car. But you want to know something? It didn't hurt him. Didn't ruin his week. And let's bless the deer. Guys, let's bless the deer. All right, here we go. Billy Corgan. Johnny B on Billy Corgan was absolutely 100% correct about something he said that you mentioned in the podcast. It had to be Zach. He's returning Zach Wilde of Pantera. It had to be him in that reunion band, filling in for Dimebag. There isn't anyone else who could do it. Could you imagine if CeCe DeVille or Mick Mars were filling in? I'm not saying those guys are poor guitar players. I'm saying it wouldn't feel right. Zach is a monster player, and I've seen the mighty Black Label Society a few times over the years, and he always brings it, always. And he's a big dude, too. The first time I saw him come on stage, I was like, whoa. Or were you like Joey from Blossom? Whoa! Nobody knows any of that Blossom TV show or any of that. But Joey, her older brother, Joey, used to go, whoa. I'll tell you a quick go off topic here about Zach Wilde. Because I didn't tell you in the last episode my second favorite story. It is he reenacts his tryout in the studio with Ozzy. I mean, he does the voices back and forth. Who's this hanging on the wall? What you've got right here, Zach? Who is this guy on the wall? My finger's coming, my arm's gone. Who is that up there on the ceiling there, Zach? And he says, he's doing all the voices. Oh, Oz, man, you don't know who that is? Think about it. Think about who that is up there on the roof. I don't know who that is up there, Zachary. He says, it's Mr. Crowley, dude. He acts out the whole thing. It is wonderful. And that's the moment I fell in love with Zach Wilde. That is the moment where I said, that dude is good. Portlandia. Oh, Johnny B's going to talk about Portlandia, which I really enjoy. Portlandia is not only one of the funniest shows I've ever seen, but also highly underrated. Fred Armisen is one of the funniest human beings on the planet and also in a punk rock band, Trenchmouth. Really? I knew he was a drummer and some other musical projects, Crisis of Conformity, etc. And he's a huge fan of The Clash and the Dead Milkmen. I could totally see the Dead Milkmen, 100%. He's got a silliness to him. Great show, and it's very sad that they are no longer making new episodes. Did I talk about that? You know who I'm talking about then. Now I forgot his name again. Jurassic Park and Fly. Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum. So you've seen all that, and you know how funny he is on there. I think some of that stuff on Portlandia is free script. You know what I mean? So it's like, here's the scenario of what's going to happen in the scene, and then they kind of... I need to make the words go up here better. Do I just seem so agitated? I apologize if I'm coming across as an agitated person that hits the horn like this. Fucking go already, Jason. I'm not doing that. I don't do that at work. Johnny B on This Week on the Y-File. I'll be discussing one of the most terrifying paranormal episodes I have ever seen, and I got another nugget here for you, Johnny B. Hold tight. It's by the guys I recommended last week. I'll tell you now, why I've watched about 10 episodes of Ghost Theory with Big Joe, he's Big Joe, and then we've got little Elliot, and they go into the houses. You know what I like about and I hope I'm not stepping on anything you're going to say, but what I like about them is it's very well shot, for one. They're very likable, these two guys, Ghost Theory guys, very likable. And I think they're basically just jumping fences and shit to get in these. Another thing I like is that it's in England. It's not in boring old United States. Every damn ghost show goes to the same place. And we're headed out to the, So all these locations are just all over the place. But it seems like there's a hell of a lot of mansions out there in England. And I really it's well shot. I like the guys. And I like the fact that they're breaking and entering. Now, you say the most scary thing ever. I watched an episode where there was someone living in the house. I'm trying to find the episode where they were chased out with a machete. But I don't know what that title of that is. Maybe this will be it. But I took do you see what I've done here, Johnny B, for you? You gave out a recommendation for this TV program, and I watched. And I watched about 10 episodes so far. I've got one lined up. It might be this one. Ghost Theory. They have a video named We Didn't Expect to Be This Scared, and it's from last year. In it, they explore an abandoned home that is supposedly very haunted. And as they come to find out, is intact, just that. What? And as they come to find out, it's just that. Things are being thrown, weird noises and knocks, and one of the devices they use to contact the spirit world goes off. The device was set up properly downstairs in the family room, and when it goes off, they head downstairs and find it knocked over. They're shocked. Poor Joe, Big Joe, and little Elliot exhibit upon finding the Joe and Elliot exhibit upon finding this is very real. Usually a show like this can be staged and faked, but these two guys are not faking anything. I suggest a fan of the paranormal watch the episode and all of their stuff. Yes, it's that good. They also have an Instagram account and a Patreon for anyone interested. Excellent stuff. I'm not explaining it very well. As me, I don't explain anything well either. No matter what it is, everything I say is wrong. It's right, but it's said wrong. I'm not explaining it very well, and the only way to get the full impact is by watching it. Something being knocked over really isn't that all that scary, but once you see the episode, you'll see what I mean. I agree with you. They're not faking anything because they really go out of their way to go, like something will happen and they weren't filming it or whatever, and they go, fuck. You can tell they're irritated and they say, no, it wasn't. But I mean, I'm trying to find that episode. They basically just walk through the woods and then like maybe there's some group online or something that has maps or something to these locations. And a couple of times there's been people living in them. And the episode I'm trying to find right now, you can see a man who's extremely angry with them outside and has a machete in his hand. And I don't want anything to happen to little Elliot. Or Big Joe, okay? Another beautiful and thought-provoking episode, Shane. I'm going to get that Razzie. The podcasts just keep getting better and better. I haven't missed one yet and look forward to Friday mornings. On my way into work, my God, I look forward to it until next week. Keep looking up, keep asking questions, and keep your motor running. Keep your motor running. You guys, I'm a very musical person. I've always been a very musical person, and I do this at work all day with the people I work with, and it pisses them right off. They'll say something, I don't know, she was simply the best or something.
better than all the rest. You know, I just bust into song. My heart tells me, bust into song, sing, dance. Free yourself, free your mind, and the rest will follow. And so it doesn't turn off ever. It's just what I do. And I can't help it. Miss Althea coming in here, after I saved her comments from obscurity. I don't even know where they go. And how do they come back? I do a couple maneuvers with the read more button and then hit newest and oldest in this, and then they're all there. Why can't YouTube, I'm speaking directly to you now. I know you're coding this damn thing and you're listening. I want up them algorithms. I want to the top of the list. I want to push Mr. Beast to the sides, and I want in. Secondly, if I have to click this button, this button, this button, and this button, and this one, and then they're all there, just make it so I can click the one button, which would be go to the video, and there they are. All of them. You know, what if there's some big cigar chomping fucking Hollywood and he says, man, I tell you, I like the cut of this man's jib. I'm prepared to offer him a $1 million podcasting contract. And he puts his comment in there and I can't find it. All right, let's get some shit figured out over there and let's get me up that damn algorithm. You ain't going to keep pushing me back for long. Okay? I need you. I need your support here. YouTube. Mr. YouTube, Mrs. YouTube, whoever it is. Miss Althea coming in here. The dumbstruck fool says beans and eggs. Is that a combo, a delicacy in your part of the country? I know it is in, or is that beans and franks in jolly old England? Before I dive in, here is an update on Dan. For those keeping score at home, 2 months later, he is finally free of IV antibiotics. That means the body is connected, it's powering up, it's saying, thanks for the help, we're kicking, the immune system's flowing, it's pumping. He is now on pill form meds for the next 4 weeks, and he has been cleared to return to work. So very well. It sucks he's got to go back to work. None of us should be working. None of us. You should be doing exactly what you love to do every single day of the week. How is water? How you got to buy water? You know, even if you're buying water from a store, you're still buying water if you own a home. You got to pay that water bill. Water? Really? All has been going very well, and hopefully this chapter of our lives will be considered closed by episode 187 or thereabouts. Well, congratulations. She's got something about YouTube. Yeah. Congratulations, Dan. I'm giving you a sailor salute. I think they did it like that. Hello. But Dan, I'm glad to see you up and moving. Keep on going. Good, positive vibrations. Do not think about anything. Don't put yourself in any kind of a situation. Remember what I said, 2025 is the year of no fear. Don't watch anything that brings your vibration down. Remember your favorite period of life and go back to that. It's like I said, I'm eating bologna sandwiches, milk, potato chips for dinner. I'm watching concerts. I'm doing me. I'm doing what I love. I still got to work the job, yes, I still do. But I'm going to do it my way all day and all night, baby. So indeed, beans and eggs, franks and eggs, and all that. And Dan, we love you. YouTube's random zaps, Miss Althea on that. I totally support your rant on this, as I have obviously been a victim more than once. I tried every trick I knew with last week's episode. Piecemeal posting, which didn't work, writing and rewriting I don't know how many times, trying to figure what is exactly what it was exactly that YouTube's bots were taking issue with, which also didn't work. Then I finally gave up. I have also been zapped with comments on Reddit for reasons unknown. Could it be the browser you're using or whatever the thing, like if you use Firefox or Google or whatever? And I don't know anything about that shit. Mike, have you guys been over this before? Then I finally gave up. I also have been zapped with comments on Reddit, reasons unknown, even though I have followed sub-rules and such. Yeah, I got on Reddit a long time ago, and I mean, it was just not, it was like, you know, I tried to put like maybe one of my podcasts or something up on there, and it was just like, can't do it, that's your shit. You can't put your own shit up or something. I don't know. I just got the hell out of there. I didn't know how, I couldn't figure it out. And I used to love message boards. You know, remember when I told you I had that website and I did that interview with Rob Zombie where he answered every word yes, no, instead of very rudely, because I'm a slow person and I didn't write the questions the way he liked them. Had message boards there for horror movies and bands and you know, talking music and all that. You get in there every day and oh yeah, it was great. It's a community. It's a community of people. Then it got boring. Oh, I got to type in that website and go over there though. It's not just right here for me. YouTube's random zaps. I totally support that rant. You trying to do everything. Then I finally gave up. I've also got zapped on Reddit for following the rules. It's maddening, especially when other comments that are outrightly questionable, to put it mildly, everywhere on YouTube, they get green-lighted. Yep. It's got to be one way or another. You don't get to pick who and what. It's all or nothing. Miss Althea on Phil Anselmo. He is the lead singer. So my head's going to be cut off in a lot of this because I'm leaning forward. I'm getting into this. He's the lead singer for Pantera Reunion. You know what? He was in the original, now he's in the reunion one. He was always in it. I have never heard of Rock Candy Magazine. That's two for that. But all I can think of is the Montrose song that has been covered 100 times. Not really sure what the point of the story was otherwise. Although it is nice that he's openly appreciative of the support of the OG fans and the recruitment of the new fans. Yeah. Well, when he got out there, them kids, when he asked the question, he says, how many of you little doodleheads? You're sitting on your daddy's shoulders right now. You just heard that sweet little rock of Walk that we played. How many even know that song? And 75% of the audience was young folks that were hearing it for the first time and just loving it. Miss Althea on Blackie Lawless. The hair piping, quote unquote, is honestly nothing but a box of Clairol's frost and tip. Interesting. In my opinion, yes. They still make the stuff. And I remember, and if I remember correctly, one of John Taylor's ex-girlfriends, talking Duran Duran, was the model on the box for a while in the mid-'80s. Oh. You know you're doing good if your girlfriend's on the box of a beauty product. You know you're doing, you say, well, I'm doing okay. We get along well. Let me just say that. And you did have a legit tie-in between Blackie and your Zach Billy Yankees rant. Okay, now it's coming back to me, yes. In that episode, Billy Corgan's thing, Zach and Billy were going back and forth on the Yankees rant. So, here's what Miss Althea is saying. Blackie played minor league baseball before pursuing a full-time career in music. That's just bizarre. Maybe that's why he likes that stretchy pants like that he always wears. What did I see the other day? It was a sport thing. See, we're doing sports. But it was crazy. It was like, oh, the pitcher threw the ball,
And the guy hit it, but it streamlined back to him. And when they throw the ball and their leg kind of goes, ahoo, in the back, it's like, that leg goes, ahoo. The ball hit his shoe and flew right up, and he kind of went, oh, and caught it right there. It was that's about as far as I know about sports, but I was very impressed with that. Miss Althea on James Hetfield. Add motivational speaker to his resume. And, damn it, man, you know me all too well. This is old news. Is exactly what I was going to say about Dave Mustaine and his continued droning on about writing a shitload of Metallica's material. Get over it, Dave. I said that. Oh, I just said it again, didn't I? Dude needs to find a hobby. Well, he does have his wine. I think he moved his family. The beautiful, what was her name? His daughter? It's like Mustang Sally or something. Sally Mustaine or something. But she packed them all up, moved them to Italy so they can work in their vineyard. So he's getting a hobby going. Miss Althea on Guns N' Roses. That ship sailed for me quite some time ago. I basically jumped off after Appetite. But I believe that NYC Ritz concert you spoke of aired on MTV. Yes, 100%. Because I've seen it a bunch of times and I'm positive. I keep thinking about that shot where he jumps out into the audience, but it's the one for the camera guy. The one that, remember that old clip? It's old clip of him jumping out in the audience, and that's the one where he's got the mic and he says, thanks to the shitty security, we're going home. The reason why he does that is there's a guy with a freaking VHS camera down there filming. But there's another one too. He loves to get crazy with it. Axl Rose. The Ritz show spoke of aired on MTV, and I am pretty sure I still have it on tape somewhere. Dan and I still often quote from Axl's Out to Get Me rant. Oh, you got it here? I personally don't need that. I don't need that shit in my life. Those are the people that try to hold you down. Is that the same one? I think. Yeah. And guess what? I can connect to GNR. Oh, I can connect GNR to Hide. Sort of. Just last week on Reddit, I referred someone to a 1989 clip of X-Japan doing a cover of T-Rex's 20th Century Boy with Hide. Singing lead. Seconds before they start the song, Taji, who was playing guitar instead of bass, snuck in the classic opening notes of Sweet Child of Mine. Oh. The crowd went nuts. It was cute. Keeping it bitchy. Or do I dare say, bringing bitchy back. Beautiful. There you go. Anytime I see those little those triple dots there, I get scared. But I know she's doing the peace sign and double dots out. There's your heart, Miss Althea. Thank you. And we've got somebody here. Ed Weber. We've got it. Well, he's got 1 heart received and 6 comments. So we're loving Ed. Great job, he says. With a cool little yellow emoticon head with some sunglasses on, it says. It's summertime. Thank you, Ed. Stick around. Come back again. Thank you, please. And to end off the podcast, this episode 183 of Jive Talkin with Shane Diablo is Sticky Doll coming in here. Blackie's white, quote-unquote, piping in his hair, question mark. Piping? What the fuck is piping? Thank you for being you, Shane. I thought that's what it was called. When you're... I guess the reason why I think of the word piping is because of like piping on shorts or something. You know, the guy that I work with, little angry one, at work, he just he doesn't want to do anything that you say. That's a good thing. I hate that thing, you know. But it was starting to get hot, and I said, you should get out of them big old bulky sweats of yours and put on some shorts. He goes, I don't wear shorts. I don't like shorts and I don't wear them. I said, no, that's not true, because I saw some last summer. I don't have no shorts. And I said, well, yes, you do have those shorts, because I saw you last summer in them. And they're black shorts with red at the bottom, cuff around the thigh, and it has white piping around the up the sides and around the thing. I don't have that. 2 days later, here he comes lumping his ass up, soggy knees and all, wearing black shorts, red trim around the cuff, white piping. Sticky Doll, this is not an attack at you. I'm just saying, I think that's where I picked up piping. Thank you, one and all, Sticky Doll, and all you all. Thank you so much for another fine episode of this fine podcast. It's an honor for me to do it. I love to do it. It's my funnest kind of, this is my therapy when I get home, and it's almost the time for me to rest the bones and the tendons and the constant grinding I hear in my neck. You know, that's the 2 days that this system we live in allows me to have off. I read somewheres that it said that all of the taxes that are taken out of all of your paychecks amounts up to you working for free 3 or 4 months of the year. So let that sink in. Anyways, it is time. We're just going to freestyle here, and I'm wishing you all the best. Hear me now, hear me true when I say, if you live like you're a kid again, remember the best time of your life. Say, oh, I remember that, and start living it, and just say, that's me. It's who I am. You are going to see a transformation in your stress and anxiety levels that will just be unbelievable. One song. I'm going to get a song, guys. I like that one number that sounds like you're in the woods, like you're taking a body out, you're driving down some dirt road to get rid of a body or something. It's like a midnight ride. There it is.
Oh my God, there's blood everywhere. What did you do, man? What did you do to him? Oh my God, I've never seen so much blood in my life. Oh. Gotta get rid of this. I think it's a corpse because it's mangled like I've never seen before. What did you do, man, when I went to the store today?